Hi, I'm Mike of Enough Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. My situation at the minute is I want to bring up, where is it? Patent licensing. Our science data can be worth a lot of money. Selling license for other organizations use our patents. Basically turns a certain amount of science gained into money. Now, because I've maxed out the tech tree, I want to turn all my science gains into money because there's no real point in me having science anymore. So I want to whack this all the way up, but I have a problem. I can't take it to 100% because my reputation needs to be 750 or higher to activate this level. Current reputation 743. That's a bit of a pain. So I need to get some extra reputation. Now I've put in an appreciation campaign. This takes funds and turns it into reputation, right? So what I want to do is I want to get money, basically, is what I want to do, and I want to get money, and that will turn into reputation, and then I can get rid of that, and I can just turn that science one on. So with that in mind, I have reactivated the ability of satellite missions, because that should give me actually the advance is almost but not quite going to give me enough to get what I want, because that's going to give me what would have been about 33,000. That's going to be converted into reputation, which gives me about 6. But the completion will give me 28 plus 17 reputation. And I'm, of course, going to be using MechJeb to do this. I'm just going to check a thing. Just for funsies. Because I can't actually find it. I can't see anything. Yeah, okay, 744. There is a thing where the higher reputation is, the less you actually get. Even if it says you get, 4 or 5 reputation, you don't actually get all of that. Which is a bit of a pain. Right. We are going to go into the VAB. See how long that takes to load up. So this is just a standard get into a particular orbit of Kerbal type thing, and I am going to use MechJeb to do this, which means I need to bring up my cheap satellite launcher and slap a MechJeb on top of it. Wow, things are running slow. So cheap satellite launcher 3, I think was my, yeah. Command and control. I'll slap a MechJeb on there. I will save that. Launchy launch. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab a piece of paper. I'm going to write down the specifics of the contract and see what I can do to get MechJeb to get me as close as I possibly can. Got some windows up already, which I don't probably want right now. All is darkness. There we go. Going to be an evening launch. Right, so specific orbit of Kerbal. Right, so apoapsis for, oh, where did we go? 4283 And I'm rounding, it's 0.244 because that's, I need it in kilometers. Periapsis 613.154 kilometers. Inclination of 11.6 degrees. Longitude of ascending node. Not quite sure how I'm going to fix this, but that's going to be minus 78.9. Argument of periapsis is 11 degrees. I have no idea how to fix that. I have no idea how to do that. Now, what I'm going to do, I said it was going to be an evening launch, but it might not be. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's slightly aggravating. Oh, that's so annoying. Whoa. I thought it was going to be clever and set the focus to Kerbal by using the tab key, and it went wrong. Right, so the orbit is this really difficult to see dark blue, which is a pity because what I wanted to do, I want to get around this way. So what I want is for the equatorial plane, that orbit and the space center to all line up, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward. Oh no, actually, I'm really close right now. In fact, to basically I want it to be right where the inclination is going that way, and I'm already there. So what the hell? I can always adjust the status. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So I want my ascent guidance 11 degrees. Now we'll put in the apoapsis 4283.244. Engage autopilots and go for it. Now, in theory, that's all we need to do. Well, it isn't actually all we need to do. Basically, once it gets to the point of when it goes to circularization burn, I want to actually stop this and then tell it to change the periapsis to the actual thing. Now the big question is, how close am I to being on exactly the right? You know, it's really close. You can see how close that is. So, I mean, I was thinking of I will orbit until it becomes the correct time to go. But quite frankly, the correct time to go was pretty much immediately. So we'll just go now. So here we go, through the clouds. I have actually done this once before. I was actually on 730 odd, and I thought I'll have a go at one of these. And I did a night launch. And if I go into the map mode briefly, you'll see that there's city lights that are added by the EVE mod. Environmental visual enhancements, which I think is also doing this nice sky and all that kind of stuff. And the city lights look really nice. So I might do more night launches, but I was kind of constrained with this one by when was the right time to go. I'm just using that to show the navball guidance. So Kerbal looking quite pretty under there. My frame rate's not too bad. I'm almost going 1-to-1. That's quite impressive. So you can see it's got a bit of a while to get to the correct inclination. So it's bringing the velocity gradually over. It can't go too far. I'll just deploy that. It can't go too far outside of that because otherwise the rocket will be unstable. But as we get higher in the atmosphere, it's going to be more and more able to adjust our course. Have I made a terrible mistake? I've made a terrible mistake, and I've gone exactly and precisely the wrong time. I need to wait. Oh, testicles. Work is going to have to be done to fix this. Can I change that now? Yes, I can. Colour me surprised. I forgot that basically every time when you go into map mode the first time, the Space Center is on the exact opposite side of the planet. So I thought I was launching from this side and going up the way, but in fact I'm launching from this side and going down the way. So it wasn't actually evening. It wasn't actually an evening launch. It was actually a morning launch. Well, there you go, eh? So let's see if MechJeb can cope. For no good reason, I'm going to bring up the Delta V stats. It's not really an issue. This particular craft is actually got a lot of Delta V. It's got a fair amount of Delta V left, even in its orbit stage, and there's going to be even more in the main stage. It's making the gone into space noise, so I appear to have gone into space. It's good. Where am I? Yep. However, my apoapsis is possibly not going to be correct. 3613. Okay, right. I've broken it. Right. I should have expected it. Right. So let's fix a few things. So I've broken the ascent guidance. That's my own stupid fault. So maneuver planner. Get that out of the way. Get precise that out of the way. So I want to. No, 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 no. Hey. No, 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 no. Disengage autopilot. I thought it was already disengaged, but apparently not. Oh dearie me, that went hard wrong. Change apoapsis is what I want, and we'll change it to the next apoapsis. And I want my new apoapsis to be 4283.244. And that has not worked. Huh? Orbit is hyperbolic. Apoapsis does not exist. Right. Let's remove all nodes. Ah, there we go. That's what we wanted. Now, it's going to be slightly off. I may have to fix that later. All right. Let's execute that. I'm also going to have to change the inclination. The inclination's not working. Let's also. Has this got an auto stage? So I'm using the utilities to set up auto stage here. This is going to be a bit fiddly because yeah, there's a bunch of things broken with this. I've not headed up. I didn't head up at the right time to get to the correct my periapsis. I want the right. There's this particular argument of periapsis I want, which I'm not getting, and yeah, the ascending node, descending node I'm not getting. But never mind, eh? Now this should auto stage. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to have to work a bit more to get the correct correct orbit. There's probably some kind of skill. I don't know if the ascent guidance actually has this in it. Because it would be quite nice to be able to set up a thing like, oh, I've got a particular periapsis, a particular apoapsis, an argument of periapsis, an argument of ascending node, and it will then know what time to go to, what time to actually launch in order to make this happen. But I don't know how to do it. Or I don't. Yeah, there's probably some clever way of doing this. I just don't know what it is. Okay, so there's an orbit. It's not the right orbit, but that's fine. It's an orbit, which is important. I do like mech. I have to say, I do love MechJeb for setting things up. Right. Let's go back here, which means I'll turn that off. Longitude of ascending node, minus 78.9 degrees. Which I'm just going to call minus. Okay, it's interesting. I wonder if I might not be better off just doing it. I think it's. I'm getting the feeling that I have failed to do this using MechJeb, and I might just have to do it the normal, boring way. All right, let's try another one. Change surface longitude of apsis. Right, let's okay, get rid of that node. Create node. Not really quite sure what that achieved. I think what I need to do is I need to do this manually. Pick a point here, which is a point where those two orbits are basically intersecting at that stage. And then it's just going to be a combination of not that one. Basically, it's going to be a combination of all of the various knobs and whistles other than that one to get my orbit vaguely where it needs to be. Back here. Actually, no. Oh, I do need to use that one. Ha. I kind of wonder if I would almost think there should be the possibility of a mech thing which says, all right, we're going to take a having a really dark blue target orbit is not helpful. But basically, we're going to take an orbit. We're going to take the orbit that is in the contract, and that's what we'll do. We'll make that orbit happen. Right. So what I can do with MechDev, I can just say, do that node. And I'll warp around and do that node. So there you go. Looks like I'm going to make it. I didn't do it entirely with MechDev. In fact, yeah. I probably would have been better off just saying, get me to an equatorial orbit and then give me an orbit, then adjusted it myself from there. But I got most of them. I got a fair chunk of the way, I have to say. It helped, and I have to say, getting it to do the maneuvers for me is extremely helpful. Right, warp's coming down, so it looks like we're getting very close to doing the maneuver. Anytime now. I actually would have expected it to have gone already. So I'm just going to bring up that and see what it says. See, all my other contracts are just way off in the future. It's all things like get altimetry scans of Moho and of Duna and stuff like that, which I can't really do just now. Right, I've got the orbit now, so I'm actually going to be more accurate than I need to be, I think. There you go. So now all I need to do is wait for 10 seconds. And there we go. That's that done. So I can now bring that up. I've got my rewards. I've got an amazing 4,000 Kerbal bytes, but I've got 28 reputation. I think it's 28 reputation plus another 17, in fact. So let's go back to the Space Center and see if I've got enough to actually do the thing I actually want to do, which is turn all my science into money. So I'm hoping, because interestingly, you don't get a numeric readout of your reputation. You just get that green kind of, right. So yellow is presumably a bad reputation, green is a good reputation. But I get money in terms of numbers, and I get science in terms of numbers, right? I have no idea what number that is. I think it's 75. Well, let's find out. So this is the one I want to do. Can I rack it up all the way? Yes, I can. That's going to cost me 2,700 of my cut. Right, so we can get rid of this. Don't want this anymore. Yes. Paint and slicing. Bonk. So I now only have 80 science in the bank, but that's okay because my tech tree is entirely full up. And from now on, any science I make goes entirely into money. Every point of science is going to give me 2,594.578 Kerbal bucks. Field work only gives me, that's interesting. Field work, what's the difference between Oh, right. So contracts are quite good. But science gains from field work is I'm trying to work out if that's a full stop or a comma. But anyway, 103 Kerbal bucks per point of science. So if I give 100 science, that's 103,000. That's neat. I like that. Close. I'm just going to quickly nip into here. This is really just to see what it says. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't say anything about the money. Maybe because these are new, old contracts. It might be that those are old contracts, and well, the contracts that had spawned before the new policy came into place, and thus this doesn't mean anything. Anyway, next thing I'm going to do is go and look at my Moho probe and do what my Moho probe needs to do to probe Moho. And then I'm going to be seeing about sending stuff to Jewel because there's a mysterious monument up at Jewel. And there's a something at Jewel. There's all of the anomalies pointed at Jewel and send a signal. So we'll see what that was about. But that's going to be later. So thanks very much for watching. Do hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Come visit me on updice.com. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Do find us there. And until next time, reach for the stars.